What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Casey and this is Dead by Daylight, but this is not Blood Points to Glory. The simple reason for that is that this is on the PTB and the progress doesn't carry over. So any blood points that I get from here I can spend, but they're not going to carry over to my main account, so it's not really any progress. So the reason for the PTB is, as all of you know, there is a new killer, there is a new survivor. The killer is called the Legion and it's technically a dual sex killer. And this is why, look. Boobs, no boobs. Boobs, no boobs. We got Frank and we got Julie. There's also a few different masks. You've got the Frosty Eyes mask, you've got the Legion, which is apparently Frank's, and we've got the other Legion, which is Julie's. One's just kind of got a bit of a smudge across the eye. As far as the new killer's ability, they've got the Frenzy. From what I've seen and from what I've played against so far, I say played against, I'll explain that in a minute. What it is they've kind of got a sprint burst about them. They go into like a really fast attack on you, which depletes as tier 3 Michael depletes. The square goes back down to a white eventually end. When they're doing this frenzy thing, they can stab you. Of course, they're a killer. But you don't go down. You get a deep wound instead. Now, when the chase ends, when the killer breaks off the chase, that's when this deep wound starts taking effect. It's kind of like borrowed time. You've got to heal yourself from the wound before this bar hits the bottom that comes up underneath your name when you've got a deep wound. Or the killer can keep trying to hit you, or can hit you out of frenzy to down you. I'll be honest, overall, from what I've seen of this killer, I'm not that impressed. Maybe with everyone's in the community just trying to find a perfect way to play him, the perfect add-ons, perfect map, you know, kind of like Doctor on the game, that sort of thing. Maybe there is something that's really OP with him, but generally he's not what I expected. I expected kind of like a psychological warfare type of killer, something that would play with the survivors' minds, kind of like what we all expected the Doctor would be before the Doctor came out, but something, you know, something that really screws with their mind, something that they're not sure about anything on the map anymore. Instead, we get someone that can sprint and stab. I mean, that is dumbing it down, and it's not doing it justice. I haven't played enough with him. I managed to get like maybe 2 games, but obviously just testing it out, they weren't the best games, and getting a game as the killer on the PTB is a pain in the arse. But I've been talking long enough. If you want to go back and read the whole Feral Frenzy thing in full, then just pause the video and it's right there for you. I'll zoom in on it a little bit for you. Perk-wise, also, I've literally just loaded the game up. I didn't get any blood points ready for the event. Obviously, I'm still spending them on the Blood Points to Glory series. So these are his 3 perks. You've got Iron Maiden. You open 30%. You open lockers 30% faster. I think with Iron Maiden 3, you open it 50% faster. And then survivors who exit lockers suffer from the exposed status effect for 15 seconds, and their location is revealed for 4 seconds. I think the time for the location revealed goes up, but I still think they're exposed for 15 seconds as you get like Iron Maiden 2 and Iron Maiden 3. Discordance. So anytime 2 survivors or more are working on the same generator, the generator's aura is highlighted in yellow for 8 seconds. I think the time just goes up for this in Discordance 3. And Mad Grit. While carrying a survivor, you suffer no cooldown for missed attacks, and successfully hitting another survivor will pause the carried survivor's wiggle timer for 2 seconds. At Mad Grit 3, that wiggle timer is for 4 seconds. But what this means is if you're carrying someone on the shoulder and you swing at someone, if you hit them, you'll still like have a little animation. I don't think it's quite wiping the blade, but you'll still have some sort of animation, some sort of cooldown. What it means is when you miss with that attack, it doesn't slow you down at all. If any of you are around long enough, you'll remember a glitch with the nurse, I believe it was, that when she had someone on her shoulder, it didn't slow her down when she swung, even when she hit someone. It's kind of like that, but now it's in a perk form. But the animation for when you do hit someone is kind of counteracted by the fact that the survivor's wiggle timer doesn't go up for 4 seconds on level 3, and you know the animation doesn't take 4 seconds. So you're still making progress. Survivor-wise, meet Jeff. I'm sure plenty of you have heard the "my name is Jeff" thing by now, so I won't play it. But this is Jeff. He's kind of like what I'd be like if I grew my beard out. Probably the same sort of build as well. I need to get to the gym. But survivors are just skins, obviously. Once you level him up, all these perks will become teachable to all your other survivors. But just to go through what he's got aftercare. You see the aura of every survivor that A, you rescue from the hook or rescues you from the hook, and B, you complete a healing action on or completes a healing action on you. So anything where you help someone or they help you, basically, you then get a link between the 2 survivors. This occurs for up to 1 survivors. All effects of this perk are reset when you are hooked by the killer. So basically you've got a bond with this other person on the map until one of you gets hooked. Then you've got to kind of create that bond again by going to save them from the hook or by healing someone. It's not a bad perk by the sounds of it. Breakdown. Anytime you're removed from a hook, escaped or saved, the hook breaks and the killer's aura is shown for you for 4 seconds. Pretty self-explanatory. And distortion. You start the trial with 3 tokens. This is quite an interesting one. Fair play to the devs for coming up with this. When your aura would be shown to the killer, the perk activates and a token is consumed. More than likely, this is going to eat your tokens up with barbecue and chili. So obviously when the killer hooks someone, if you're outside of that radius, your aura would normally appear to the killer. In this case, instead of your aura appearing, it will just take one of your tokens and you get 3 tokens for the whole trial. For the next 6 seconds while the perk is activated, your aura and scratch marks will not be shown to the killer. So a situation where this could be quite helpful is like if you're doing a generator with somebody else, you both come up on barbecue and chili, it will use one of your tokens so you won't be seen and you can hide your scratch marks, just run the opposite direction of whatever other survivor is there. I think overall that's going to be a big thing with this killer. Working together is obviously going to be useful like it is against every other killer, but when the Legion comes towards you or you see him, you and anybody else around you need to run in completely different directions. You need to make it as hard as possible for him to hit you with his Feral Frenzy. If he hits someone with his Feral Frenzy that hasn't already got the deep wound, his bar then refreshes right to the top and he can sprint all over again. So the idea being that if you're all together, he can chain all of you in one Feral Frenzy. He can also vault pallets while he's in Feral Frenzy as well, but dropping a pallet on him while he's in Feral Frenzy cancels it, so he'll then get the negative effect of being tired or whatever it is, where he looks at his hands and thinks, you know, is this the right god? So obviously this came out at 4 o'clock last night. I was actually uploading my last video at the time, so I didn't see it as soon as it came out. I decided to leave it and see what else other people could come up with, and the majority I'd say are people coming up with killer games, which is great, but I've tried to queue up for a lobby a couple of times today and it's just not happening. So instead I'm going to show you, or try to show you, hope to show you, facing the Legion from the survivor's point of view. I can't guarantee it'll be any good, but I'm going to try it. Now Nia's obviously my highest level, so we're going to go in with her. Balanced landing could be useful. Urban evasion might be useful, but the problem with facing the Legion is that when he's in his feral thing and he stabs someone, a kind of like little hex logo comes up, so you can't actually hide from him. It shows you where he is at all times, unless I suppose you're using distortion. That's if that hex thing actually counts as an aura effect, because it doesn't actually show the outline of the character, just kind of like a little pinpoint on the map as to where they are. Premonition could be very handy, knowing where he's coming from and then pegging it the other direction, make his Feral Frenzy that little bit more difficult. Could be very useful, and then combining that with balanced landing could, you know, get you out of that range of that Feral Frenzy very, very easily. It could be very, very handy. And then Dark Sense. I'm probably just going to keep the build that I've got at the moment. Maybe the one thing that won't be needed is Urban Evasion, but we're going to go in and test it. I'm not going to put any offerings on. I'm not taking in any add-ons. I'm just literally going to see how it goes, and hope to God I come up against the Legion. If I come up against like a hillbilly or something, I'm just fucking quitting. But I've spoken long enough. I've done my explaining. Let's get into a game. You know what? Second thoughts. Just before I ready up and people change who they are, I'm going to take in a med kit because I'm not sure how you heal from this feral thing. So I'm just going to take in a med kit. Yeah, why not? Add them onto it. I'm not sure if it's just a thing like a self-care thing you can heal from, or whether you actually have to have some sort of like med kit or actual self-care on. So I haven't got self-care. We're going in with a med kit. Alright, cool. Facing the Legion. So we are facing Legion. I tried to read that out loud then, but I didn't do it before it faded out. Alright, Macmillan Estate. I'm kind of happy that it's not the new map. I've heard that the scratch marks are really hard to see on the new map, which would actually be fine for a survivor, but I mean, killer wise, it's probably not going to be the best. Key? Toolbox. Alright, he's this way. He's down there. Alright. Haunted grounds. That's not ideal. I assume he's heading over there. But now I kind of want to chill because they've triggered fucking haunting grounds. Well, he's down. Alright, someone's getting picked up. I accidentally just used my balanced landing. There's no ruin. He's over there. I've just set off the damn thing. Is he doing the feral thing? I kind of want to see it. But they're off the hook. Hey, Laurie. Right, so he's gone back over to where they've unhooked. I don't know, maybe he's got to make a choice or something. He's got a weird set of add-ons, this guy, as well. I think there's one that makes his terror radius, like, map-wide. Like, it doesn't matter where you are, you've got a terror radius. He might know that this generator might be glowing yellow for him. He might be able to see. I think he saw that there was 2 people on there. That's the feral. He got me. Okay. He's got to break the chase for it to make an effect, though. Right, he's actually left me. Men's self is an action. Got ya. I'm going to get the other side of this staircase. And then we're going to balance land. Right, you see my little bar underneath my name is going down now. It's a cool little effect. Cool little screen effect, actually. Alright, let's med myself. This isn't using my med kit up either. But now I need to use the med kit just to get myself up. Okay, no, it's handy to know. Very interesting. No, it wasn't me! It wasn't me! I kind of want to get this really good shot. I want him to feral frenzy right up to me now. Which he's not doing. Okay. Have they made this map lighter? It seems lighter. See, the thing is now, is that if he hits me with the feral frenzy, I won't go down. I'll just get that deep wound thing that Makoto's got at the moment. Stan, I'm not being funny, mate, but you're the only one that's not hurt. You kind of need to go in for that. There you go. You brought him here. Thanks, Laurie. Horseface does it again. Right, he didn't feral frenzy her because she went down. See if I can get healed over this way first. This map definitely looks brighter. Like, this isn't Dead by Daylight anymore. This is like Dead by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Yo, heals. Jeff. Yo, heal me. Jeff. Heal me, motherfucker. What? Oh, you're dumb. You're deaf, dumb and stupid. Are they above us? So are we on the last gen now? I think we might be. There he is. All yours. I don't have adrenaline, doo-dah, doo-dah. Jeff, you want to move, mate. Oh, he's coming for me. Do your feral thing. I want to see it. If you don't, I'm going to do the whole balanced landing thing and get away. He's not doing the feral frenzy thing. Yo. Oh, he's got no head as well. Touch me, detective. So is this another killer where you need no head to get some sort of kills going? Is that what's happening here? Because he couldn't feral frenzy me then, because he just kind of gave me a speed boost from the hit. Now, let me just check, make sure there's not a blood warden. There's not blood warden. Cool. That's a bit of camping. There goes his no head. Right. Alright, cool. You want to hit me again? I'm going to go down. Can someone come back to the exit and help me, please? I'm going to go before... hang on, men's self. I can do that. forgot my little timer thing was going down then. Nice. We all got out. So, genuinely, that is my first time going against the killer. And I don't know, you know. What do you have? Nurses calling. Maybe that helps with the mending thing. Haunted Grounds, obviously. He had No Ed 1 and Bamboozle. I saw a couple of videos last night because it stated that he vaults pallets. People were trying to see if Bamboozle would work because it says that it blocks the vault location. So, you're vaulting a pallet, it'll block it. Doesn't work. Especially at the end of the game there, I didn't really feel like I was in trouble. You know, he was doing the feral frenzy thing, stabbed me. I knew I wasn't going to go down. I think it takes 4 stabs consecutively to down someone, you know, when they've just got the deep wound thing. Obviously, if you break the chase and let the bar go down and then do it again, it's, you know, you can get it down into like 2 bars or something. But again, it does mean breaking the chase and going back into it. I don't know. If I come across that killer on a different map, I don't think there'd be too much of a problem. Like, even a map like Auto Haven or the game, he just doesn't strike me as being one of the strongest killers. He's not a spirit or, well, he's not a nurse class, but you know, a lot of people, including myself, would push spirit into that sort of level, but I don't think he's there. Right, so if anything, that was just a kind of a quick look at the Legion playing against him. I don't know. Like I said, I expected a lot more. I expected more of like a psychological warfare. You know, the 4 different masks in the mirror, I was thinking there was different personalities. Maybe he'd be really, really affected by the different add-ons that he had. I think he's the opposite of Freddy. I don't think he's very strong. He might need some balancing or a few little tweaks here and there, which would make him really strong. Bring him up a couple of tiers in the old killer ranking, but at the moment he's not the best effort, and I don't know if that's just because I expected, well, not even expected, but I think the whole community kind of expected something a little bit different, and it just hasn't delivered that. It's delivered something else, so maybe we feel a little bit disappointed and a bit let down. Or even if we didn't expect what we kind of derived from the mirror photo and the small little mini clip that they released, would this killer stand alone as a decent killer? I think rank 20s will hate him. I don't think this guy is any better than Trapper. And don't get me wrong, I love Trapper, and I'm sure people joining the game and starting off at level 20 who have got this will love it. Rank reset, everyone's going to be able to use this guy and, you know, use him to do some sort of perk build. But the fact that he can vault the pallets but then can't follow up with a deathly hit makes the point of vaulting the pallets kind of useless. Like, sure, you can vault the pallet and then cancel your power, but then you're going to have the cooldown. That thing where you look at your hands and oh woe's me and all that shit. That then gives the survivor a chance to get away, find a vault, life somewhere else, balance landing, sprint burst, whatever. The fact that he can vault is great. The fact that he can't follow it up makes vaulting a novelty. And for that reason, I think if you consider Freddy to be the bottom, you know, like the worst killer, I wouldn't say he's much better. You know, this is what this public test build is for, though. The PTB, you know, they'll send it out, we'll give them our feedback, they'll balance it, they'll try and tweak it here and there before fully releasing it. I hope they do, and I hope they make him a bit more deadly, because that feral frenzy that doesn't actually hurt them, or doesn't take effect until the chase is broken off and actively gives them a chance, nah, it doesn't work for me. I mean, I'll try him. I'll be interested to see if there is like an OP perk build that, you know, someone can come up with on a certain map, or a certain set of perks, or a certain set of add-ons. Be interesting to see, but for me at the moment, as he is, I think I'll wait until they do send out a few tweaks, buff him a little bit. If they nerf him, then this guy is just screwed. If they nerf him from what he is now, he's absolutely done for. Like, he's unusable. I think the idea is there, I think the look is there, I think the build-up was all there. I think what they delivered is just not what the community was expecting nor wanted. They've obviously put a lot of work into him, right? At the moment, it hasn't come together. I feel like all the ideas are dotted in and around him, but they need something to tighten it up and bring him closer to him so that he can be a viable killer. At the moment, low rank, rank reset, perk build, fine. As a killer that will help you get to rank 1, not a chance. Freddy is the lowest rated killer, then this guy is second bottom in my opinion. But if you disagreed with me, why not leave a comment down below? We'll have a discussion. If you like the video, do me a favour, take the weight off your shoulders and drop one of those likes down below. Like I said, comment if you've got something to say on my opinion. Maybe leave yours, we'll have a good old chit chat. And subscribe if you are new. My name has been Casey. This hasn't been Blood Points to Glory episode 53, but it has been Dead by Daylight. Your name is Jeff, and I will speak to you later. Ta-ra.